Moreira Teixeira, our producer of this show, I believe was talking behind my back to Cece while I was getting ready to discuss the Dallas Cowboys here. Is that true?
I was not talking about you. I was talking about parents in general. Like, I get
I am currently, as of this moment, this will change in a couple of months, but I'm currently the only parent on this show.
But this part of the conversation that you guys are having off air is going to be a few years for Canty before he gets
Let me just do a quick setup, and we're going to get into the Cowboys here. My wife just texted me with my son's basketball schedule for the weekend, and I said he plays in basketball teams. My son and my daughter play. And I said to you guys, I said, this is a wild thing. You guys are like, what? I said, they actually only released the information about when and where on a Wednesday or Thursday before a Saturday. So you can't fully plan. You just have to block out the whole day. And you were amazed by that, right? Cece? And then what did Nuno say to you that I didn't hear?
What he said was he has to have a hard conversation.
No,
if
I
it
didn't
was
say
his
him.
Kids.
I didn't say Evan. I said
No. I said Nuno. Nuno said
about yourself.
About yourself. About yourself. Not about Nuno.
I know what you were saying.
I was saying it about Nuno. If he were a parent, he would have hard conversations with his kids and say, listen, you're not going pro anyway. I'm not wasting my free days off away from work
and money
running around shuttling you to all of these different places.
Oh, when I was growing up, my parents were like, you get one thing. You better like it because you get one activity. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now,
because they're like, we're not driving you around and spend all this money for everything. You can try different things, different years, but it's one thing.
See, my parents went the other way. There was one thing that I could choose from, but then they had several other things that I was going to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You get basketball, but we're going to give you blank.
You can get basketball and baseball, but you're going to do these piano lessons, and you're going to be a part of the band and play the clarinet. You're going to do the Boy Scouts, and you're going to they made me do all of these other things. It was like, you can pick one thing for you, but we're going to make sure you're well-rounded. You're going to do all of these other things. But let me be clear about it. All of the other things that I was doing were in the North Bronx, too.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like they had to shuttle me from Westchester all the way over to Nyack. I didn't have to do that.
Tough place to play.
To be said.
Good thing
the Nyack part,
hold on.
That's where
you posted it on social media.
It hurts.
Driving by the exit?
I shouldn't say.
Can we have to do a ceremony where you release this?
When I see that.
Cece, we have to do a ceremony where he releases this or something.
It's never going to happen.
Hold on.
Number 8. We got to take him to see Dante.
Wait. Some stuff has happened.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So there's been some developments from the I went and got a tarot.
Who's Dante?
I went and got a tarot card reading.
Oh, okay.
And boy.
Not DiVincenzo, sir.
Hold on, I cannot let this slip through the cracks. You played the clarinet?
Yes, I played the clarinet and I played the bassoon.
My daughter now plays the clarinet.
You played the bassoon?
So when I was in high school, my freshman year, I was in a marching band.
Nice.
So rather than playing football at the football games, I was playing instruments at the football games.
Wait, what?
This is an unreal development.
You know that? Yeah.
Playing bassoon with the marching band at the games,
They
and now
never
you're
looked at you and were like,
a Super Bowl champion NFL player.
Yes.
That's like a movie.
We need video.
Think about that.
No, we don't. We don't need to see that.
But think about that.
Nobody asked for that.
That's amazing.
I'm asking for that. I want to see video of you playing the bassoon and your marching band.
I don't know what the bassoon is, but
isn't it a wood instrument?
Yeah, it's a bigger woodwind. Yeah.
Okay, so back to one thing, because I do want to get into the Cowboys here.
And
it's
the
an
flute
interesting
family?
conversation.
Yeah, the double reed on the bassoon was always
I
bassoon,
do
not a common
appreciate
choice.
Cece, as a soon-to-be parent, actually getting defensive against Nuno in that moment, saying, how dare you? Because I heard this part. He's like, how dare you? If your kid wants to do something that is happy, healthy, and productive, why would you not enable them to do that if you're able to?
What we already knew. Nuno should not be in charge of anyone's child, including his own. It ain't rocket science. We already knew that.
Wow.
I would like to see
We
Nuno
have
as a
questions
dad.
about him being in charge of this show.
On that note,
He's the father of the show.
Jerry Jones met with the media this week, and he has, for him, been pretty quiet this in season. What?
He didn't talk once.
That's pretty quiet for Jerry Jones.
Oh, you think heading into the game versus Micah Parsons that he was quiet? He was on the set at NBC. He did all the sit-downs leading in. Are we forgetting about all the pub he did surrounding his Netflix documentary at the beginning of the season? What are we talking?
That was before the season started.
It bled into the season.
Just to be fair.
It bled into the season. He's still done his hits on local radio. Come on.
All right. Well, this week, he said about the Cowboys that even though they are obviously not atop the NFC East, he thinks they're still in it.
I see so much parity, and then you factor in that these teams get compromised with injury. And we can, have, and may. But if we should have some good go of it here over the next weeks ahead with our injury situation and return of injury, and we can get some wins, then this thing with Dak playing the way he's playing and with the way some of the guys have played that are playing with these guys out right now, I'm encouraged. The last thing that I'm thinking about is in any way being out of the hunt.
2-3-1. That's their record. They play the division rival Washington Commanders this week, who are 3-3. Both sit behind the Philadelphia Eagles at 4-2. Guys, do you think the Cowboys are still in it? Is there a path for them to make the playoffs?
Yeah, if they win this weekend against the Washington Commanders, why ain't it? With everything that's going on, the noise in Philadelphia, the New York Giants starting a rookie quarterback, why can't the Dallas Cowboys be in the mix? I absolutely see a path for them to be able to do it. And the question comes down to whether or not they can be competitive against the Washington Commanders, quarterback Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, who's potentially coming back this week with Deebo Samuel, and everybody involved with that cast of characters. And my answer to that is yes, because the Dallas Cowboys can score points like nobody's business. Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level. The Dallas Cowboys are averaging 387 yards per game this season. And Dak Prescott against a division opponent averages 33 points a game. Dak is 34-9 against the NFC East and 20-2 in those games at home. The Dallas Cowboys can absolutely be in the mix, but it starts with them being able to get a win at home against the Commanders this weekend.
A win against the Commanders would certainly start to shift my opinion of them, because right now you look at the wins that they've had. They were against the Giants in week 2 and the Jets. Not all that impressive. They've lost to the Eagles, the Bears, and the Panthers. And they, of course, tied the Green Bay Packers, which was a very good effort. Well, I don't know how much of an effort it was by them or just a bad game by the Packers, and they've strung a few of those together. But anyway, I would need to see more from them. I really appreciate what Dak Prescott is doing and what this offense is doing. I'm not sold on the defense yet. And you talk about Jerry being kind of quiet. I also don't anticipate that that's going to remain for so long. I anticipate that business as usual will happen in Dallas, and there will be all sorts of self-inflicted distractions that are happening there. So, no, I can't go there with the Dallas Cowboys just yet, because even though they tied the Packers, they don't have a win on their record as of now that leads me to believe that they can really beat quality opponents.
Well, one way of getting better, obviously, is adding players. They do have 2 first-rounders each of the next 2 years, right, because of the Micah Parsons trade with Green Bay. Jerry Jones also had this to say about how to improve.
I think we can improve on our defense. And candidly, to answer your question, we have thought all along that if we see a way to improve this year with a trade at the deadline, then we'll take advantage of it. And that's what we positioned for to start this year, was to have ammunition to do things if we have an opportunity.
Well, I mean, there's a means to an end here. I like your idea of where this person could go better, CC, than the one I'm about to bring up. If the Cincinnati Bengals lose tonight, go to ESPN bet our unsportsmanlike parlay. By the way, it's available for you to do that. And the Dallas Cowboys have an extra first-round pick. I wonder if they would call Cincinnati and say, all right, we'll give you the Packers pick for Trey Hendrickson. Let's go.
You don't have to call Cincinnati. Call Miami. Get Jalen Phillips.
That'll cost less.
Well,
it should cost less.
Well, it could cost less, and he's a guy that gives you more runway in terms of building with that young core of players you got on the defensive side of the ball. You reset the clock with that unit when you traded away Micah Parsons. Why not get somebody that's more in line with that timeline that DeMarvion Overshown is on, Donovan Ezaraku, and all of those young players, Deron Bland, Sam Williams, Osa Odigizua. Like, get somebody that fits with that. And to me, that would be the type of player that can do it. Now, of course, you'd have to extend them after the season. But, again, the Dallas Cowboys do have options because they have all of that draft capital. And nobody is saying that they got to give up one of those 4 first-round draft picks that they have over the next 2 drafts.
Yeah.
You can use a second-round pick. You can use mid-round picks. you can use other draft capital because you have so many picks at the top of each of the next 2 drafts. So
that's where I would
There's
go.
a lot of flexibility, but here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys are starting to get healthy. Tyler Booker's returned to practice. CeeDee Lamb's returned to practice. Tyler Smith's returned to practice. All of those guys that they're relying on, Kevontae Turpin's back at practice, those guys are going to be in the mix and potentially on the field for them on Sunday against the Washington Commanders. Why would I not think that Dak Prescott can go toe-to-toe with Jaden Daniels at home in Jerry's World with all of those weapons at his disposal?
Coming up, a reunion, a trap, and an interim coach bump all in one. We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. Coming up Thursday, I'll be live from London ahead of Sunday's Rams-Jaguars game, and I'll be joined by Kurt Warner, who's calling the game with me, and Chris and TJ take the flight across the pond to join, too. Be with us Thursday on The Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.